a great opportunity for me to share my understanding of one country, two systems, its contribution to peace on earth. I think now Hong Kong has been under unfair attack, both in terms of our existing laws protecting national security, as well as our practice under one country, two systems. However, if you look around the world, especially for this very, very a bloody battlefield concerning sovereign issues around the world, one can see that one country, two systems is a newborn baby to support peace, and China has practiced it successfully to avoid a bloody transition of Hong Kong and Macau back to China. I think the world should support one country, two systems, rather than trying to destroy it, because it is a common good for the reference for the other parts of the world. Now we are in the arena of United Nations conference. I think I should share some views about international law. Since Second World War, international law has been set up in order to protect peace of the world. And this is a consensus of all sovereign countries, big or small. However, nowadays, international law safeguarding peace seem to be under threat. And the countries that threatened it, sarcastically, may be the founder, the cornerstone that every one of us have trusted once. For example, even the World Trade Organization, in fact, China eagerly entered WTO with the encouragement of many Western countries. It has proven to be a success of win-win exercise. It has expanded the case of the economic field all over the world, including trade, economic transactions, and economic growth for many developing countries as well as developing countries. However, nowadays, because of the excuse of national security, many of the fundamental rules of World Trade Organizations have been under threat. I have a lengthy discussion of many of the participants in the WTO early this year with many other sovereign countries' representatives. And one finding was that if the general principles of WTO, World Trade Organization, is really under threat, and if it is threatened to such an extent that it doesn't exist, then what would happen to this economic order of the world? And one of the participants from Europe said, army may come in. Army may come in because people need good of the other country. And if there's no role, no rule, no international principles, such as WTO and our even United Nations are very, very important to safeguard peace of the world. And this is the strong belief of Hong Kong. Hong Kong has always been a jurisdiction upholding firmly of the rule of law. We practice common law. We have been one of the unique jurisdictions in China and practice common law. Some of the examples I've mentioned in other speakers, but I would like to recall, we treasured common law and we practice common law, and we practice common law fully in our court. The recent controversial judgment of this very debatable national security cases, many of the Hong Kong public have been very disappointed that 7 defendants who actually were accused of threatening the public security of Hong Kong and threatening even the lives of the police section, and also at the borderline case of terrorism in Hong Kong, but 6 of the defendants were acquitted among 7. This is a uniqueness of Hong Kong common law, because you can see the debatable and I would say the national security law of Hong Kong as well as the local legislation for our national security under the Article 23 of the Hong Kong Basic Law, which is unique to safeguard one country, two systems. We, in the law, explicitly mentioned that we would adhere all our adjudications in line with international covenants of political rights and civil liberty. And Section 4 and Article 4 and Article 5 of this Hong Kong SAR National Security Law even mentioned that presumption of innocence will be safeguarded. This is a typical characteristics of common law. Everyone who understands and practice common law would know. We practice law. If we convict a person, it has to go beyond reasonable doubt. So no matter we practice law, no matter how people dislike the judgments, we respect it. And that is the spirit of the rule of law, and it is still firmly practiced in Hong Kong. Secondly, Hong Kong is a keen supporter of free trade. We practice very low tax, simple low tax, and we have very open system in currency. We have free port. We have very free system and policy for international trade, etc. And we are now still open our door even more to welcome foreign investment. Our fellow countries, friends, citizens of the other countries, including the United States and many other Western countries. I have many friends living and residing in these countries. I truly know that people may think differently from their government, and we have to talk. We have to talk with reason. We have to prevent the governments to adopt crazy decision or irrational decision that becomes a double-edged sword, killing other people as well as killing their own people. Everyone wants the world to be peaceful and prosperous. Free trade is very important. And I think Hong Kong is a very, very unique free port that exercises very, very popular policies to all over the world. We welcome all of you to come and see Hong Kong, see how orderly and peaceful we are, and how actually such a good city should not be slammed without reasons, criticized without grounds. I'm a law professor. We can disagree with reasons based on facts, but we do not criticize people blindly or even defaming people without grounds. That doesn't reflect the high standard of the rule of law that every one of us uphold. I am talking this to the audience of the world, especially for those countries whose government are unreasonably hostile to us. There's no reason behind that and should not be the case to continue. I do hope that the influential figures, reasonable figures, legally trained figures, international law experts, free trade supporters, you come to support the system that the whole world set up with great efforts, and people have to change the wrong mind of their government. I hope you could hear my presentation with an open heart. We want to talk, we want to communicate, we want to have a very fair exchange of knowledge in terms of the protection of prosperity, growth, development, and peace of the world. Thank you.